It's Tigs tonight.
Welcome to Tigs tonight. Tigs, Wigs, what is going on? Happy weekend eve, ladies and gentlemen. Happy weekend eve. I hope y'all are doing well. It is cold here in Red Stick, Baton Rouge, so I hope you're staying warm wherever you are watching this from. Man, I tell you what, appreciate you if you're watching with us. I know that the Four Nations Championship just pucked off, whatever you say, tip off in hockey. I don't know. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I like hockey. I love hockey. So go Team USA, you know what I mean? That was fun the other night with 3 fights right off the bat. I've listened to other people, sports shows and stuff like that. I've been hearing some loved it, some didn't. Whatever, don't boo the national anthem. While I was getting ready for the show, I did have it on. I was like, crap. I was hoping that they were going to start it at Face Off. That's it. I was hoping that they were going to start at 7 o'clock and about the end of the first period at this point. And, y'all could join in. Puck drop. There you go, Paul. I see that. So, yeah, anyhow, bear with us. We're going to see most of the game because I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight. We may not even make it 30 minutes. Who knows? Because I want to watch this game too. But no doubt, I had to come in, bring y'all up to speed on what's been going on the last couple of days. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. Did a great podcast last night with Blossy, the one-man posse, JR, the handler, and Snyder. Jonathan Snyder, I believe it was his first name. His name's Snyder. Show a couple of clips. Bubba exclusive this week. So I'll show y'all a couple of clips of that as well. Let's see who we got in the room tonight. Fat Pig. What's up, Fat Pig? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Paul Rogers, as Blasey says. What's up, Paul? What is up? Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Mr. Costeca! Yeah, baby. What is up, Mr. John? Thank you so much for the $50 donation. It came across whenever you listen to this week's Bubba exclusive. You're going to hear it. We got it right while we got it while we were recording the show last night. Gave you a shout out in there. Appreciate that, man. Really, really do. Terry Wayne is here and is present. Thank you, brother Terry, for everything. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And I mean, it wouldn't be a night if we didn't have Mr. Brian Gilson. What is going on, brother? Brian, what is up, man? So good to see all you guys. It has been a week, and I know that I don't know what's happened in the world today, honestly, beyond the Four Nations Championship. I really have no clue. I've been deep in the editing and yesterday deep into content, getting content. So it's a great problem. I'm not complaining at all. So I don't really have any trending topics to talk about tonight. But that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to make do. I'm going to show you some clips instead. So show you what we've been working on. And that's kind of what I always said this show could be at times. It's a place for me to just keep y'all posted. What's up? So, man, yesterday, let me just start there. What an amazing time I had with Austin Dennis and Miss Gabby Wilson and her very lovely and nice husband, Taylor. Shit, I'm sorry. It's Taylor. Olivia, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butcher that. It's Taylor. What a good dude. Interesting conversations with him. I think he'd be a great podcast guest, to be honest with you. Anyhow, we had a lot of fun. We met at Walk-Ons, had good food, love Walk-Ons, shot the bull, talked about a little bit what we were going to go do, which was film both Gabby and Austin. I was the filmographer. I had the mics and all the good stuff, so I filmed it for them. Filmed them making a Mardi Gras drink. What was it called? The float drink, which I'm going to show you that video. And then they made a Boudin King Cake. Boudin King Cake. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at saying Boudin. I was told, Taylor said, you don't let your tongue hit the roof of your mouth, which is the best advice anyone's given me yet. I mean, I get hell about it because I'm from North Louisiana and, you know, I talk like this. And down here, they don't talk like this. So in Austin from Alabama, we want to say Boudin with D-A-N. It's B-O-U-D-I-N. It's Boudin. So, you know, there it is. It's got that little French in it. But they made that king cake, Boudin. Hey, God almighty. It was so freaking good. That video will be out later. I haven't finished editing it yet at all, but I finished it for breakfast this morning. My wife and son liked it, but they're king cake purists. Like they thought it was going to be super sweet. And in a way, I mean, it was. Here's how you make this sucker. And y'all will see the video next week. But, I mean, crescent rolls, you take the boudin and then you put that around in it. You fold over the crescent rolls, put a little butter on top. Bake that at 350 for like 25, 30 minutes till you get it as golden brown. Then you garnish this, pour this cheese sauce over it. And I'm not sure what all was in it. He told us, I think it was mozzarella, some other stuff. He melted this cheese down, added a little flour and stuff and make it thick. And then you have this thick cheese sauce, and they stirred it for probably 20 minutes while the king cake was baking. Pour that bad boy over that cake, and then you put pepper jelly over the top, crumbled bacon, and green onions. Good God Almighty! It was woo! It was a game changer to say the least. It was freaking good. But don't have that video up just yet. But I do have the drink video. Let's see it.
Let's make a float rider.
What the hell is going on, y'all? We got Gabby from New Iberia. Let me show you how we make the float rider.
Let's get into it. All right, we're gonna dunk it in some yellow or gold, green, a little purple here.
Beautiful. Going in with some ice.
So how many shots we're putting into this?
It depends on your mood. I'm in a 3-shot mood. Is 3 shots okay with you?
Yeah, maybe I'll do 2.
Okay, you do 2. I'll
2 and
do
a
3.
half.
And we'll see who loses their balance first.
Okay, deal. Are you gonna get in the pool if you lose your balance first?
I hope not. This is Taco Vodka Mardi Gras.
Let's see, 1.
That wasn't 1.
No?
That was 1.
There we go. Good measure.
I like it.
A little bit more.
There you go.
Okay.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
All right.
About a shot of Kahlua.
Wow, can't wait to try this.
Splash. Let all that get incorporated. It's all going to the liver. Just top it off with as much cream soda. That's the Frost Top cream soda. Get whatever your gas station has.
All right. Voila.
Cream soda. All right, I've never tried this. Let's try it and see if it's good shit.
Cheers.
Now that's
Wow.
good shit.
Good shit there.
Good stuff there. And I had a sip of Austin's. Yeah, that was a mistake. A little heavy-handed, as you could see. It was good. It was interesting. I don't really. What did they say? We kind of figured out what it tasted like, but it had a similar taste to a king cake with that sugar around the rim. It was really sweet. The drink itself was a lot sweeter. It was rich. Like you only want to have one of those, and probably a lot smaller than even that one. It was very, very sweet, but it was good. It was good. So that was fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of the process of watching how these content creators make these videos. And I've been able to watch Austin do this a couple of times, film this one, and been putting these together for him on this one because it's just easier for him. Like, dude, just let me go do it. I get it. I record him a little bit differently than he does, so it's kind of inside baseball. It's just there's no right or wrong way. He has a system, and I love it because guess what, boys and girls? Your boy over here is going to start replicating stuff. Not Austin stuff. I'm not going into dips and drinks and stuff, but I'm going to start doing some things. I think we've decided, we were talking yesterday. I love to cook, and every time I do some of these cooking videos, I'm getting a little bit better at them. I need a little bit of lighting and some other stuff, blah, 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 that I'm being highly critical of myself on, but I think I can bring some entertainment value to that stuff and start stepping into that game a little, just like a video a week or every couple of weeks, just some kind of cooking thing. I know one that I'm starting with very soon, and I've been talking about it, but I haven't had a chance to get it. Number one, the damn price of brisket, crazy. Sam's Club, it was like $7.69 a pound or something the other day. It was crazy. Like a 13-pound brisket was $104, something just like, geez, man, I don't really want a brisket that bad. So hadn't hit that just yet, but Stacy G has sent me the recipe to the Jewish brisket, and I think I need to make a video on that. It won't go viral or anything, but it'd still be fun to make. I can play it again at Christmas time when it might go viral. So I'm going to do that. Brian says that Austin and Gabby look like they do a great podcast. Oh, yeah, for sure. And Austin and I are going to do some stuff. I mean, we've talked about that too. Some of his fans are fans of the show and have come over to our channel or follow us on Facebook, follow us on social media, and that's freaking super, super cool. So, we'll see what happens, but they've like wanted us to collaborate and do some stuff together. So we're going to, and it's so fun, man. What a network that's starting to happen and open up. It's so cool. Like it's taken me out of the studio, and I'm totally cool with that. I think that's fun. I want to get out of the studio. So it's starting to have a little side thing over here with this food culture, which I wanted us to have. I think y'all will enjoy that. There's so many. I mean, it's Louisiana. There's stories for days in this state, so it's time to highlight it. John Costeca is looking forward to that brisket. Me too, man. I kind of glanced at the recipe, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to do it straight, though. I'm going to do it exactly like the recipe does, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I have a twist on this, which I can't help. My mind just wants to start doing stuff, especially we talk about briskets. Briskets, they my jam. And this one doesn't incorporate smoke, and that's fine. But I will do one with smoke, basically. That'll be the thing. Costeca loves the food content. Excellent. Good, because I love to eat, and I love to film the stuff. We're going to keep that coming. We're partnering with some dang good folks to keep that rocking and rolling. And as y'all know, our buddy Austin, look at this guy right here. Watch this.
What the hell is going on, y'all? The first thing to do is get some nonstick. For anybody saying this is bad for you, I'm in year 2 of my experiment. It's fine.
Oh man, there you go. That's part. I haven't even started the king cake thing yet. But you already know it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic if it starts out like that. So, man, Austin's so awesome. We've been talking a little bit. He may get into the podcast game at some point. Who knows? I'm not going to speak for him. I think he did say that, though, on a show that we've had or whatever, that he would like to do it. We talked a little bit about it. It's a lot. He knows. He understands. Doing this is a completely different game than doing videos and brand partnerships and stuff like that. It's where I want this whole thing to evolve. That's where it's going to evolve. There's no wanting it to. It's going to. Brian says we're doing great. There's nowhere to go but up. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, my man. I appreciate that. My lovely bride, Tammy, is in the chat. You got to love that. Let me see. So like I said last night, Blasey, JR, and I interviewed a gentleman named Snyder, and it was freaking fascinating. Let me pull up this file real quick. I'm so unprepared a little bit, but there's 3 I'm going to show you. They were good. Number one, as I think this is going to be a recurring theme moving forward, that we're going to need to do. Well, we know we're going to do this, but Blasey has a redneck
story, and I'm going to roll into what's really on the damn agenda for the night.
Oh, yeah.
So, I grew up MOP, right? There's this family, the Qualls. You got, a bunch of Quallses. They're, Kenny Qualls, Rex Qualls, the whole Qualls bunch. So one night we're in the parking lot, and old Kenny Qualls comes up there, and he goes, "Boys, I'm going to tell y'all what." He was like, "I don't know what to do anymore in this world because everything's done gone digital." And I was like, "Do what, Kenny? What you talking about, everybody?" He said, "Everything's done gone digital." And you got to think, this is probably 1991, And I was like, "Huh. Hey, y'all." I was like, "Kenny's got something to say over here." Dude, I made him say it like 5 or 6 times,
You could put him on
the whole world's done gone digital. But he's right. He was on the cusp. He was really, really looking as a visionary of what's coming. He was like, everything's changing. It's done gone digital. We done gone digital, and here we are. We done gone digital here.
Classic. And look, it's a great show. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or so. And I haven't finished editing it. Truth be known, I've got about 30 minutes left, and then I'll send it to Bubba and them. Been busy, but it's a great, great show. And that's right at the beginning or the end. We talked about some Bubba stuff. We had some stories, just the things we caught up on. Rhett briefly, some other stuff. The Over the Line podcast. Those guys. Shout out to Andrew. John Bird, we're not mad at you. You'll hear that in this. So we hopefully we've settled the heat that we may have generated a little bit with those guys. But hey, it happens. Like Andrew knows. But let me bring up the next little clip, because this is going to tell you a little bit more kind of, this is going to be your hook. Like Austin Dennis says, you got to have a hook. This is going to be your hook, and I think you're going to want to watch this episode.
My journey in health and fitness has been going on for a long time. And, I'm not trying to be, at 47 years old, Randy Macho Man Savage, but I do want to be the best version of Snyder that I can be, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, that's really what their goal is, like not really to try to, be anything too over the top, but just try to take care of yourself and, using the knowledge. And man, everything is cascading so fast, just AI is doing a lot. I mean, it can do 10 years worth of research, like 10 minutes.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, it can literally take all these different peptide sequences, for example. You might have 10,000 and it can narrow them down to like 100 or less in just a matter of minutes. And it does that by, limiting, the parameters you're putting there, the pathways and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But it's just, my point is that everything is moving really fast, and, just knowledge is power. And, if I can help
Snyder,
listeners with, with anything that I know and have learned over the years and read, love to do that.
What the hell's a peptide?
So what are peptides? Peptides. Yeah. It's a great question, Tigs.
And you got to watch the rest of the show to get that answer for sure. But he goes on to explain, man, cool stuff. If you guys don't know about some of that, he answers a ton of questions. It's just some good general, not just men's health, just good health things in general. He gives like his top 5 vitamins, supplements that you can get. You can get this stuff on Amazon and things like that. It's all kinds of good stuff, man. It really, really is. Jason Thomas. Yes. Tiggy. Can't you see what's up from the mountains? What's up, Jason? He says he finally caught the live. He did. I find it hilarious. And I'm just glad you watch, brother. I don't care what time you watch. I just appreciate you watching. But the live will go off and maybe 2 or 3 hours later. The first comment I'll get after we've gone live is from him, and I love it. Jason, what mountains, I know you've told us, but what mountains are you coming to us from? Let me know. The funniest freaking part of the whole night, and I debated on, do I put this in there? Because, it's going to stay in the show for sure. Do I put this out there? Yes, I do put it out there. I don't think this is a clip I'm ever going to put out, like, on social media. I don't really know if it'll do that well. But my God, did Blasey and I lose our minds just setting up. Okay, we're coming off the tail end, and when you listen to it, you're going to hear it. You may not. I think I may have cut us. I know I did. In the Bubba version, you're not going to hear me and Blasey losing it as much. But JR just dives off. We've gone into a kind of a complex conversation, and this is JR's immediate take on that.
I mean, to me, it sounds like, describing those effects and results you get from some of these compounds reminds me of something like, if you're mixing disco biscuits and Peruvian marching powder. But like you mentioned earlier, the difference is none of the side effects. The same thing if you go, like you say, if you go pharmaceutical and your doctor gets you on this or that. But then there's the list at the end of each time when they show advertisement for one of these products that they're hawking on TV nonstop. You listen to it, and at the end they go the fine print they have to read to tell you what it possibly side effects is longer than the actual ad. And by the end of it, you're like, well, I don't want to bleed out of my eyes and lose my hearing because I don't quite have the pep I used to have. So I think that's what's really people are keying on. Also, just overall information going to the common folks. Everybody's a little more worried about their health. When we were all kids, everybody had a 2-liter Coke, 2-liter Sprite, cases of the shit in the closet.
I mean, JR freaking locked in, man. I mean, he locked the hell in on that, and it was, I loved it. It was it was Terry loves it. It was funny, man. It was funny. Jason, North Georgia. That's right. I know that. I remember that, man. I'll try not to forget. Please forgive me if I do. Appreciate you being able to jump in here live with us tonight. Live with us. Chat, give me a hockey update. Let me know. Has anybody scored? Where are we at in the first quarter? First period. They're not quarters. There's only 3. I understand. But look, New Orleans, little talk yesterday that, and I've got a little inside thing here. It's not inside, but an inside Willie, if you will. But New Orleans potentially is in the running for an NHL expansion team. I think that's insane. There are not any hockey fans, or there's very few hockey fans in New Orleans or Louisiana for that matter. There's minor league hockey here in Baton Rouge, which is fun, and we like to go to that every now and then whenever we can, all that. And I love hockey. But, man, the dang Pelicans don't really do well in the state of Louisiana. How the heck is an NHL hockey team going to do well? I mean, we'll see. Not being a contrarian on this, I want an NHL hockey team. Bring the Jazz back. Bring hockey to Louisiana, baby. Give me the Jazz. There are no Jazz in the NHL, so we can have the name back in the city where it belongs. Back in Louisiana, back in New Orleans. The New Orleans Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. The New Orleans Jazz tonight versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, I could see it. It would be fun. So Tillman Fertitta, who owns the Rockets, the College of Houston, the Golden Nugget, all of those different restaurants that are in it, the Landry's, I can't think of all of them, the Lone Star, is it not Lone Star, Saltgrass, all of those. Well, that dude's mega rich, and word is he wants to buy the Saints eventually if the Saints would ever be for sale. So I don't have a problem with Tillman doing it as long as he doesn't move or relocate the team. So the play here could be Tillman gets into an NHL team to the city of New Orleans, use the Smoothie King Arena, of course. They'd have to convert that to a hockey arena, maybe build a new hockey arena, whatever they may do to keep the Pelicans in town. But I don't see New Orleans, Louisiana, small market, being a 3-sports town. I just don't. The NBA is tough. The Pels, damn it, I want to love them. I do love them. I mean, I love the Pels. They're our state. They're my team. They're in the state. But, man, it's almost like they're cursed. I think, was it Brandon Ingram that said this week that this team is cursed? And to kind of pretty much seems like that is the dang case, unfortunately, with them. So Terry says New Orleans Brass Days rocked, but that'll never happen. The Brass is also a good name. If you're going to have a team name in New Orleans, and you're going to have a team in New Orleans, it needs to be named something to do with music, something to do with New Orleans, the Crescent City Warriors. I don't know, just something. That's a terrible name. It's terrible. It needs to be the Jazz or the Brass. I mean, I'm totally down with the Brass. I think this is about a snowball's chance in hell is about what I think it is of the NHL actually coming to New Orleans. But how cool would it be if they did? How cool would it be if they did? Guys, y'all want me to go a little bit longer tonight? Because, man, we're at the 25-minute mark. I don't want to mess this hockey up for anybody. I can save the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for next week. Y'all let me know. What do you want me to dive into it? It's probably going to take me about 10 minutes on that whole deal, and I don't know where we're at in the game. It's 1-0. CA in the first. Okay. Had a little bit of I was a little bit, all right. Brian says go. I damn sure will. I only need one. I kind of had a bad feeling about this game just simply because of the way everything worked out in game one. I've been a part of game twos. I'm glad JR's not in here for that. I know how that works. I just know how it works. All right. So let's get into it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Been trying to do this show for what, a week? I've had it in the tagline. I've had it everywhere in this whole deal. Let me get my freaking notes up and let's talk about this. Let us freaking talk about it. All right. So the nominees came in the last couple of weeks with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And of course, you know, the hall celebrates artists who have made significant contributions to music, but there's always a little bit of controversy. So let's see who was nominated this year, and we'll go from there. Number one, Bad Company. Bad Company knows, Bad Company, their song, Bad Company, fantastic. Feel Like Making Love. Can't get enough. Of course, Bad Company went 5 times platinum. And they were very, very much so key players in the 70s classic rock scene. I'm just going to give you my take on these as I go. I am surprised that Bad Company was never in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to begin with. Like, how the hell are they not in that? We're going to get to that in a second. Black Crowes. I mean, I see why maybe they wouldn't be in there just yet. I find them still young, though they're my age and maybe a little bit older. God, I'm starting to realize things. Y'all are going to watch me through a middle-age crisis just like in front of you. You're welcome. The Black Crowes, famous for She Talks to Angels, of course, Hard to Handle. Shake Your Money Maker, what a great album that was. Also went 5 times platinum. We're going platinum, like Kid Rock says. They revitalized Southern rock in the 90s. Quick story on them. I don't remember what the year was. I think it was 97-ish, 98-ish. I saw them in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I can't remember the name of the place, but it was downtown near the bridge, crossing over the Red River. There was this little, it's not there anymore. The Blind Tiger or something is not far from it. Anybody who knows Shreveport, Terry, I'm looking at you. Right in there, and it was this brick wall in this kind of like almost in this large courtyard deal. I mean, you know, there were there's probably 2,000 people in this little deal. Well, the Black Crowes played, and people asked me, like, what is the worst concert you've ever been to? And that would be it. It would be that one. They were terrible. Now, my friends that were with me, they didn't see it that way, but I did. Maybe I was off. Maybe something was wrong with me. But I pretty much remember very much so they were not good. They broke up not long after that. They were fighting on the stage. They were fighting on the stage that night. That's what I remember. And like when they did She Talks to Angels, it was sped up. Hard to Handle was all off key. I remember it. and I haven't seen them since. However, I still listen to the Black Crowes a ton. Like, they're on my list constantly whenever I'm running on my little elliptical at the YMCA. So, you know, they're still a staple for me, and I want to hear them. I want to go back and see them. It was a bad time. That was almost 30 freaking years ago. Brothers fight. I get it. That's what was happening. Anyhow, Black Crowes, I think, well-deserved. Should 100% be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if not this year, at some point. I think they're Hall of Fame worthy. Next up, Mariah Carey. Okay. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. I love Mariah Carey. I'm number one Christmas song. We're not going to go even into that, but we're talking like R&B hits in the 90s, Vision of Love, Hero. She sold over 200 million records. She's won 5 freaking Grammy Awards. But is that rock and roll? I can't think of anything about Mariah Carey at all that is rock and freaking roll. None at all. None at all. Let's see y'all's thoughts. I kind of got y'all covered up, chat. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jealousy, the Black Crowes, for sure. Yes, yes. And Paul Rogers agrees. I knew you liked Bad Company, Paul. Hey, Jealousy, Hot to Handle. She Talks to Angels. Yes, exactly. The brothers were fighters. Oh, man. She did song Fantasy with Old Dirty Bastard. I love that song. And it's great. I mean, that's a great song. But Mariah Carey, come on, man. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Rusty, what's going on? Rusty, are you going to be rocking? I'm always rocking. That's a fact. Next up, Chubby Checker. Speaking of rockers, how the hell is Chubby Checker not already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Number one, we're going to get to this. It's controversial how you get in. How's Chubby Checker not in there to begin with? He's best known for the twist, of course. It sparked a dance craze and all of that. But, I mean, that's rock and roll. That's rock and roll. I think Chubby Checker should be in here. Y'all do a little chat GPT run for me. I don't know how many. You can go vote on this right now at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Look it up. All of these people that we're going to talk about. But I don't know how many actually get inducted. Or is it 5? 5 out of this list? Something like that, maybe? Could be wrong. I should have done my research a little bit deeper on that. Anyhow, next guy up. Can't believe this either. There's some in here that just like, what? They're not in there yet? Joe Cocker. Freaking Joe Cocker, man. His gritty covers, a little help from my friends. I mean, I just immediately did it this week, of course, talking about SNL and all of that. But John Belushi's impersonation of Joe Cocker, his impersonation, whatever. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Hilarious. One of the funniest things ever. It still makes me laugh. Especially that shot where they're side by side and Joe Cocker's singing it. And so is Belushi. He's got the mannerisms all down. Oh, man. But how the hell's Joe Cocker not already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's crazy. That's crazy. Just like this next guy who should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. A first ballot Hall of Famer. Billy Idol, man. How do you leave Billy out of this? How is Billy not in the Rock and Roll freaking Hall of Fame? He's a pop icon. He's a rock icon. Rebel Yell. White Wedding. 58 other songs that me and my buddy Bob will play out here in this studio when the woofers get to rocking. How's Billy Idol been left out of this, man? That is insane. Anyhow. Welcome, Billy. Billy isn't. If Billy ain't one of them that makes it, I'm going to be upset. Joy Division in New Order. You know, Love Will Tear Us Apart and Blue Monday. A little bit, not before my time. I was a kid. I was born in 78. There you go. I'm the same age as Snyder. Almost. I'm not yet. I'm still 46. I told the guys yesterday I was 47, and I was like, wait, I'm not 47. I'm 46 for a little bit longer. But Joy Division, New Order, I don't know. Post-punk, electric music, electronic. Do they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Not a lot of guitars. Personally, I like to have a guitar in a rock song. You know what I mean? I think rock and roll is not rock and roll without a guitar of some type, a bass or a regular guitar, 6-string, whatever. You got to have it. You've got to have it. Let's see what y'all think about Mariah. Tie game. Thank you, Paul. We're going to bring this in here pretty good. I think we'll be able to start the second. I love it. Sorry, we're missing the first quarter, but we're going to do it. Rusty, I'm rocking and rolling, baby. Rocking and rolling. Tammy says Mariah is not rock. She's not. Chubby's a singer, goes in. Yep, Chubby should go in. Joe Cocker in. Agree, Brian. Joe Cocker. Jason, this is a fact. And we're going to address this in another future episode of Tigs Tonight. Definitely Panic should be in. But they're still going. And what a great show. Jason, did you listen or were you able to hear any of those 3 shows from Atlantic City? Talked about it one night this week. Lacey and I did, I think, Tuesday night. Fantastic. Cradle of Love. That was the one I wasn't thinking of. It's one of the greatest videos of all time, man, in my opinion. Yep, Billy Idol is in. Billy Idol is in. Toss up on Joy Division, New Order. Yep, for sure. Periods, quarters. Thank you. Sorry. I'll get there, Paul. I'll get there. As a hockey guy supporting the New Orleans Brass or the New Orleans Jazz, bear with me. Gonna get there. Next up, Cyndi Lauper. I mean, girls just want to have fun time after time, and that's about it. Definitely a pop icon. No doubt about that. And I like Cyndi Lauper. I think back to the We Are the World thing and seeing her recently on that whole deal. Rock and roll though. I'm going to say no. And I'm going to pronounce this wrong just like I can't say Boudin. Mania, M-A-N-A. Is that how you say the band? I don't know. They're a major Latin rock band. I don't know anything about them. I'm going to be dead honest with you. So I cannot give you an opinion on them. But, they're in there. I'm sure they're great. New tour. I heard one show. I'm going to go into a show soon. Yes, sir. Hopefully we will collide at a show at some point, Jason. That would be amazing. Oasis, baby. Now, I do believe Oasis should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Number one, they're actually rock and roll. Like, we've gone through a list here that's not all rock and roll, right? I don't think none of us consider it. Oasis is, of course. Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger. What's the Story? Morning Glory. What an album. It was a great album. Some say the greatest album. Oasis definitely belongs. There's no doubt about that. Now this next one, and I'm going to say yes to this before I even tell you. Outcast, baby. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Is that rock and roll, though? Here's the reason why. I'm going to give you an argument for Outkast right now. If you really listen to Outkast, man, they are not a genre. They're not just hip hop. They're not rap. They use every instrument known to man to make their music. So I get it. I actually get them way above Mariah Carey, way above Joy Division and New Order, way above Cyndi Lauper for sure. I kind of can get it. Do they deserve to be in there? And I would assume is their first time nomination. No. Based off of this other list, if only 5 get in, no. That's a no. But musical icons, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So we'll see what happens with that. Couple more left, 3 more left. Fish! All right, there's a jam band, Jason. There is a jam band making it in. Then there is Back 'em, Smack 'em Do. Fish will never get in. He's a fan. He's glad they're not corporate. And that's exactly what we're going to get to here in a second. No, they won't. They will not make it, but they are absolutely deserving, as is Widespread Panic in this deal, too. I mean, if you're looking at musicians, great rock bands, all that, but Fish, way more well known. I mean, what a collection of folks that they have that follow them. The things that I've seen on the road, the TikToks, all that stuff, the stuff from the Sphere. Wow. I listened to a little bit of Fish, but I've honestly never really gotten into them. And I saw something the other day, and dang it, I wish I could remember exactly the words, but it was like it was something along the lines like, I love Fish, but so does it. I don't remember exactly what it said, but the allusion, it was alluding to the fact that Fish fans are so highly critical of the band, and the people who are not are the newcomers, that it's like, it's a hard band to get into if you hadn't already been into them. If that makes sense. So it's like there's a barrier to get in with Fish fans. I don't find that to be with Panic or Goose or any of those bands that are kind of like that, the more southern bands. Just to lay it out there and be honest with you. Next up, big band for me, baby. 100% need to be in. 100% need to be in. Soundgarden. Hell yeah. Give me Cornell all day long. One of the greatest, if not debatably the greatest rock singer of all time. No doubt, no brainer. Soundgarden is in. I mean, they were the pioneers of grunge. I could do a whole show. Tammy knows, people who know me, I could do a whole show on Soundgarden. They mean that much to me, almost as much as Saturday Night Live did the other night. Like, that's one of those that, like, let me loose and let me eat. Soundgarden, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%, all the way in on them. And then the last one, the White Stripes. Again, no brainer. I guess Jack White isn't already in. Maybe if he's not, he should be in. If he's not, then definitely should go in with the White Stripes. 1,000,000%. Seven Nation Army, which he closed with at the SNL 50 deal, which was amazing. I know I've talked about that a bunch, but if you have not seen it, do yourself a favor and go watch it. You may want to skip through a couple of parts like the David Bryan stuff, but, do yourself a favor and go check. Jason says, no doubt. Yes, Soundgarden for sure. Brian says Soundgarden is in. Black Hole Sun for sure. Brian says Fish stinks from the head down. I get it. And Paul says his NHL team is Canadian, but go USA. Look, hey, it's all good. It is all good. I know we have some Canadian fans in here, so I can't go too hard. And honestly, I've called it quarters, not periods. So what do I know? Controversies and criticisms. We'll start to wind this down a little bit. As I alluded to, of course, there's a lot of debate on who should be in the Hall of Fame, like Mariah Carey, like Outkast. Of course, that's going to spark some controversy, but they take consideration, it looks like, on commercial success. And that, as you said, can influence the induction. So, I mean, it's a game behind the game. It's not really who is worthy. It's almost like we kind of exposed the Guinness Book of World Records on this show, because we legitimately guys, 100% legitimately. God, we spent so much time tape measuring, full on stuff. Not only did we break the world record, we smashed the world record, just obliterated it, and damn near broke that in a couple of throws later. Not any question, but in order for us to actually make that a world record with Guinness, we'd have to pay somebody like $20,000 just to have a conversation, then fly them over. We talked about all this on the show, but Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's kind of the same deal. You know, you're people who have the money, the people who can buy the influence, that half the people on the list that I just went down, you know, so y'all think hip hop artists should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Do you think it's even, does the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is it still relevant? Does it even matter? Is it just a popularity contest? Y'all let me know. I mean, there's some notable snubs that I looked into. I was like, well, who's not in it that should be in it? There's a lot of great people that are in it that should be in it. Here's a couple. Iron Maiden. How the hell is Iron Maiden not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Me personally, am I a huge Iron Maiden fan? No, I never really kind of have been. I never have been at all. I like a handful of their songs and stuff, but I never did a deep dive. Do I get it? Oh, yes, I totally get it. Those same people who don't want Iron Maiden in are the same ones who didn't want Kiss in. I get it, but Kiss is rock and roll. I mean, I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. If that song alone doesn't get them in based off of this, come on, man. Come on. Motorhead. How's Motorhead not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That raw sound, all that energy, and just, I mean, the influence that Motorhead had on all of these different bands. How the hell are they not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That's insane. And then the Monkees. That's a notable omission, but I think that one should be omitted. That's a Chat GPT throw in there, the Monkees. But hey, they're the Monkees. I mean, if you're going to have Mariah Carey in there, then why the hell wouldn't you have the Monkees, right? You know what I mean? So I wanted to see which Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had the longest running Billboard #1 hit. What do y'all think it is? It's going to shock you. It's going to shock you. What year? I'm going to answer these. What year did Soundgarden release Black Hole Sun? Jason, I know you know that one. And what band was Billy Idol in before going solo? Yes. So, Mariah Carey's One Sweet Day was the longest running #1 Billboard hit of all of these nominees. But it goes back to what? Billboard hit. Come on, man. Everybody agrees Soundgarden is in. Thank you, Brian. He says, no hip-hop. Kiss is a legend. For sure, CCR. Oh, I love CCR, dude. Love CCR. Blackberry Smoke. Love Blackberry Smoke, Paul. They're not quite ready for the Hall, but in about 10 years, they should be a nominee. They won't be, but they should be. They're really good. So, anyhow, there's one band, guys. One band. And we'll let you guess who these guys are whenever I tell you. They've been omitted, and they've been omitted for a long time. And honestly, I'm sick of it. I've had enough. And I think I'm going to take this fight to Cleveland myself. Because, damn it, I'm tired of nominating them. They were formed in 1998. I'm sorry, 1988. They've been making music for over 3 decades, constantly putting out albums, constantly touring. One of the very few bands, don't quote me on this, but I think only U2 has been together longer with an unbroken lineup. The core lineup of the band has remained the same since 1991, which is unheard of. They were the pioneers of rap rock fusion. If it wasn't for this band, you wouldn't have Limp Bizkit. You wouldn't have Linkin Park. There's a lot of other bands that you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have a Revolution. You wouldn't have Sugar Ray. You just wouldn't have any of that. Alternative band, a very much so a signature sound. They've had platinum and gold albums, multiple albums that have been certified gold. Multiple. A lot of hit songs, 3 or 4 monster songs, 4 probably top 10s for sure. They're rock anthems. Does anybody out there know who I'm talking about just yet? The Backstreet Boys? I don't think so. Do they deserve it to be in? That's a whole nother question. Based off of Mariah Carey, yes. This band's one of the most consistent live acts in the country. They've toured nonstop since the early 90s. They played more than 2,000 shows. They like to go on a Caribbean cruise every couple of years. Their fans are lifers, kind of like me, for sure. They popularized the alternative rock scene. Nirvana and Pearl Jam were leading grunge. This band was in a parallel movement, blending that alternative rock with some funk, some reggae, and some rap. Y'all figured it out yet? Oh, yeah. Tammy's figured it out. 311, 311. Why is 311 not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? They're the best band in America, 100%. If you haven't seen them, do yourself a favor. Go see them. Tammy's seen them many, many times. I've seen them many times. I would say I would say it is a fact. There's no band that I've seen more than 311. They deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Of course, they're still active too, but they've been rocking and rolling for quite a while. If the Hall of Fame is going to recognize innovation, longevity, fan loyalty, and the band's overall impact to musical culture, 311 should at least be in the conversation. So there is no doubt. If Rage Against the Machine, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Beastie Boys are in for like having this genre blending rock and hip hop, then 311 deserves to be in. I'm off my soapbox. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I appreciate y'all indulging me this week, really and truly, because y'all let me get that SNL out of me. Thank you, Blasey and JR, for just letting me rock and roll solo a couple of times this week and get this out of me. Guys, I didn't mean to go this long, though. I didn't mean to go 52 freaking minutes talking about all of this, but I had to. I had to get it out of me. I'm drained, everybody. I'm drained. What's the score in the game? Or are we at the end of the first period yet? Let me know. Aerosmith would have been a good guess. Aerosmith's definitely in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have not looked that up, but I feel confident. If they're not, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a complete sham. I know they are. I watched that concert. Anyhow. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's go watch a little hockey. Appreciate all of y'all. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Stay warm if it's cold. Cool off if it's hot. Smoke some good meats. It's early in the second period, and it's still tied. Let's go, USA!
It's Tigs tonight.